Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Patrick's Parabox. I'm going to level with you. I have not thought about the Parabox in a little while. We had some real life interruption going on here. So I haven't looked at these puzzles again. I figured we could just go at it fresh and as in the past, if I can't get these relatively quickly, we'll just move on to the new world and I'll come back and look at them after. But I'm really happy to be back. I'm really happy to be back and doing this thing because I love this game. I think it's great. Okay, so the deal here is we got to get all the boxes inside the green box, and the way we got to do that is by putting... I guess there are two ways we could pull that off. We could be the green box while there is a blue box on the right side and move the green box right to bring the blue box in. Or we could have the green box in the middle. No, wait, that's immediately... I'm getting it back piece by piece. If the green box is right here, then we lose, actually, because as a blue box, we'll be able to go into it, but we won't be able to go back out of it in any way except going into the space where our only move is to go back inside, and we won't be able to shift our consciousness around anymore. Okay, so it's always got to be the other thing, which we accomplish by... Okay, so I have to get this in the middle. No, this has to not be in the middle. The thing I just determined is the opposite of that. This has to be like on the bottom. There has to be a blue box in the middle, so when we press left in this situation, consciousness switches to here. Okay, then we trade out to this thing, come back, put a blue box in the middle again so that we can do this. Okay, there we go. And then at this point, we actually do want to be the blue box entering the green box. Wait, is that it? That feels like... Oops. Pressed down too many times. Okay, that's totally it. Wow, that was... that was really fast. Not to go toot my own horn or anything. But, okay. All right, I'm feeling energized. You know what I love is puzzles. Puzzles are the best. So it took a while for us to get internet access at the place I just moved to in a real hurry. And that was a big part of the delay was I had to move and then we had to get internet access and there were all kinds of problems with it. It was a big pain. But so while I didn't have internet access, I played through Tunic. It's been on my list. And puzzles. There's nothing in this world that calms me down quite like having a good puzzle to work. And y'all, Tunic is so good. If you haven't played it, I'm just going to pause the episode of Patrick's Parabox here and do a pitch. It's a layer of Link to the Past over top of a layer of Fez is the way I would pitch it. And if that is exciting to you, you already know, like, that game's incredible. It was very good, and I'm glad that I know I'm a professional video game content producer or whatever, but like, I think it's really important to sort of like keep some stuff for yourself, not try to turn everything into your job. And I'm really glad that I got to play that sort of like at my speed in my way without having to... It was a good thing to get to enjoy just for me. So I vaguely remember this puzzle. We have these pointer spaces on the right that are pointers to us. So we can shift the boxes around. We can change which thing we contain. And then we have to enter this and slide down and somehow end up in the bottom tile, despite the fact that that's completely impossible. We must make it possible. So we can punch a hole in the shape by creating a situation like this, where the bottom of one piece does not line up with the top of the next piece. We press down, and I'm going to take in the piece that is below us, and in doing so, shed the piece that I'm currently holding backwards into that spot. And then we've got a hole here, but I don't really know what to do now. I don't know how to make use of this fact. Because the only piece that we can enter under any circumstances, the only piece that we can enter from this scale under any circumstances is this one. This is the only piece that has a hole in the middle of a side. But we do have to change scale in order to fit in here, right? So really what we have to do, because there's no arrangement of the 4 pieces that we have that will actually get us from this tile in this position to this tile in this position. There must be some way of moving this one, right? Or, ooh, well, okay, hold on, I have a thought. What if I put the hole further down? Let's say we create a situation like this. No, never mind. What I was about to say is, if we do something like this, then maybe we can construct a route that kind of works. Maybe we could construct a route that kind of works, but there's a breakage somewhere above us, and we enter the route lower down so that we don't have to have 3 pieces that line up to get us here, because obviously we don't have 3 pieces that line up. We have 2 pieces that terminate on the right and 2 pieces that terminate on the left, but like I was just saying, there's no way to enter this scale except through this. The only way this can happen is this piece has to be moved somehow. I think. I feel like 30%, 30% or so certain of that. How do I make that happen? So I can't move up and consume this because the space here isn't empty, which it would have to be in order for me to perform this same move where I consume this while shedding the thing I'm currently carrying. It has to end up in the space behind us. Is there a way I can create a second hole? Like, can we get one more thing out of this column? Because like as we just saw, if I try to move down into anything while the column is set up like this, all it does is push stuff down and then I'm part of the column. Yeah, there is no first move other than this, so I do have to pick up a piece. It's just about figuring out a way to shed your pieces usefully. Oh. Okay, what if we could dump pieces outside of this column if we could get a shed piece into this corner? Then we could enter this from here, and then when I press right, it'll dump this out here. And then we could press left and just get it off the table. Right? That would totally work. The question is, how do we do that? Actually, hold on. That's still problematic. Well, no, if this piece was like in this position, when we push against it, this is where me being a little bit rusty, having not played in a couple of weeks, is going to become a problem. If that top block was in this position and I pressed right against it, would I enter it or would it push? I think I would enter it. I think. Well, can I make that happen? It's like we can do this, but then I can't get back in there to push it upward. Yeah, if we could get this piece into that corner, we could make some stuff happen. But once I've done this thing, I can't get back into that scale without getting on the wrong side This one is a little bit of a head scratcher. It's not even the final puzzle in this sequence, right? Yeesh. Okay, you know what? We're gonna come back to this. We're gonna leave this for now. I'm gonna spend some time thinking about it between episodes, and we're just gonna move on to this new area called Wall. Oh. Oh, the pieces that appear to be walls are... Oh, but a piece that's a wall is not a block. The pieces that appear to be walls are not solid walls. They are like amorphous walls, but they are not critically, they are not blocks. Okay, that's really interesting. This game continues to surprise me. And they're solid in a way that other pieces are not. Like you cannot shove them from an external position. That's really interesting. Wait, what's the problem with that? Why is that not a solution? Ah, okay. It really sucks that there's no indication that a thing is under the wall when it's under the wall. Because now I feel like I have to check every time. So, okay. Put this here. Wait, what am I doing? Sorry. This needs to be below the piece that we're going to push down. I don't know why I was thinking to the right. Okay, so this again we have to push down. And the problem here is going to be that it's very difficult to transfer back to the block. Okay, I see it. So we're gonna put this over here. Because that block being there allows me to transfer consciousness in that position. Okay. Okay, I get this. This is, this one seems difficult. I noticed that they only need you to solve one puzzle beyond the intro puzzles. Like, listen, we know this is going to be a nightmare. Okay, no hidden blocks. Right, that's obviously a bad idea. So we're going to need to pick this. Yeah. But now, how do I... The yellow block has to be pushed into this space in order for me to be able to move... How do we do this? There we go. What a weird mechanic. This one feels very strange to me. I don't really know. I don't have a better way to put it than strange. Huh. Okay, so we need this thing as a spacer. How do I... How do I make use of this yellow box to, like, actually do anything of value, though? It's like, obviously, this thing has to end up here, and the wall has to end up... Okay, it was on the wall already. So the wall block has to end up here. How do I use this yellow box to actually make that happen? That's got to be the case, and then we have to do a transfer from here. So if I... It's like this... Oh, right. This doesn't need to be here yet. What am I doing? Silly me. The goal is also a piece of the puzzle. I don't know if that's not really new information. Okay. So this is going to be weird. But I can construct a... We can construct a blocker at the edge of the inhabitable space that will allow us to push our consciousness into the inhabitable space. What is the right way to do that? Oh, that's neat that the walls are... the wall tiles are color shifting. So that lets me become the wall block. So I need... Wait, how do I do this? Because I can press down against a wall block that's on the edge and become the wall block, not the space. Or I can press against a block that's on the edge and become... We would push the block inward and not become the space. The way we have to do this is we have to be... Here, let me put it down. I don't know how to describe it. We have to set up this situation and then push down on the space from above with the other wall block so that we can't inhabit the thing we're pushing against, and the thing we're pushing against can't be pushed inward to allow us to enter the space. So then we will just transfer control to the space. How do I set that up in a position where I can still become the other wall, though? That's the question. The other wall can put the other wall can push the yellow block into position, but I need a way to leave the one wall inside of this space, one tile away from the edge. And I don't actually know how to do that. Okay. So we do this. So this will be a transfer, right? Okay. Then this is going to create the situation we want. There we go. Okay, it took a little bit of thinking through. Apologies, I don't feel like I talked out my thought process very much there. Oh no. Okay. So why isn't this as easy as it looks? Because it doesn't look very hard. Oh, right, because when I press down here, it's going to push the one space into the other instead of pushing me into the space. So what we have to do first is put a wall in the top center of this space so that this one can't push down into it. Which I can do somehow? Question mark? To walk these over to the thing in order to be able to... This feels a little silly, but... Okay, there we go. Now we've got a situation where I can transfer, pull you up, and then push this into place, and then Oh, wait, I need to wall the center bottom of this piece in the same way, don't I? Because if I just press down now, the green space is no longer going to push into the blue space, but it is going to consume the blue space. So yeah, we also need to put a blocker here. What was my plan for entering this? Because I can't now, right? So let's see. I can do this. There we go. All right, now that those are like that, they can't push into each other at all, right? Which means I can push them down to here and then enter the top one, and then yeah. and the poor box is now fully cask of amontillado into the side of that puzzle. Listen, we're not concerned with what happens in these spaces after we're done with them. That's the nightmare of capitalism, baby. Does this not just work? Oh, right, it does, except that's not the only thing you're doing. Duh. Yeah, I also have other needs I have to fulfill. So the deal is I have to somehow construct a situation where this can be... I need to leave this wall piece in either this position or that position so that I can have the teal piece above it and press down. We don't have quite enough spacing blocks. But, well, hold on. So what's going to happen? What is going to happen if we set it up like this? Oops. Because now it shouldn't be the case. Like when I press right, this block can't slide into this space. I'm walling it. Oh, but when I press right, I move right. Yeah, I move instead of sliding my consciousness. And as such, that does mean there is space here. And so the whole stupid chain can function. Oh, hold on. This is... Okay, that's interesting. That allows me to place the block there. But then... I won't be able to switch my consciousness back out of it. Yeah. Well, it's up against the wall, though. So I would have to be the block at this moment when it's right here. Yeah. Okay. I have to figure out a way of immobilizing the line of pieces. I mean, I'm assuming because of puzzles that we just did, I'm just trying to extend those solutions into this one, that the point is to use the space in this thing to produce a line of blocks that completely fills this, and then use this as an interior wall to somehow be able to transfer control from the wall to the block. But maybe that's not a good assumption, because this thing functioning as an exterior wall is certainly valuable. I just can't quite figure out what to do with it. because the wall piece that we are now cannot be pushed while we are not in control of it. It can't move in any way while we are not in control of it. But maybe that's fine. Okay, what if... What if it were something more like this, right? And I created a situation where this thing is against the block I want to become part of. Okay. So let's put me here, this thing here. This works, right? If I press right, my consciousness is going to transfer to the red block. Yeah. And that's a solution. Yeah, okay. I got caught up in that thing. You know, it's very common in puzzle games for the solution to a puzzle to be extended into a more complicated version of that solution in later puzzles in the same area. And I just am so used to the way puzzle games usually work that I fully assumed that was the case there without actually verifying that it made any sense to make that assumption. Again, the unspoken assumptions that do you in every time. You gotta examine. So this one seems like it should function somewhat similarly too, right? The problem is... So how do we want to arrange this? We can't do exactly the same thing, because the final position for this wall piece can't be adjacent to an actual edge, but it can be semi-adjacent to an actual edge. So like, what if... this is a little awkward. Just the amount of spacing involved. Right, because what you want is for this to be here. But if you do it this way... Okay, hold on. Maybe what you want instead... Because we need the wall to be here, and that is 2 tiles from the bottom of the puzzle, but it's also 2 tiles from the left side of the puzzle. So maybe it's what it is this. And then we can push this out of the bottom of the bit here. That one was actually easier than the one before it, I think. Like, conceptually, it was much simpler. Weird. Okay, also, sorry for clumsily hitting my microphone there. I hope that didn't come through too loud. Things are they're in just different enough positions with my new room and my new desk and everything that it is very easy for me to do the things that make the kinds of motions I have been making for the past couple of years, but have them turn out very differently. Okay. So... we could fill these teal boxes. We could fill one of these teal boxes with the other one, potentially. And then one of them is going to have to end up getting filled with the wall. It's pretty easy to get them into the middle of the world where we could do stuff with them. And like, it's very easy to do that and make one of them happy. But obviously, we have to make the other one happy first. So... and the trick here is, I can't use the block that we're supposed to be able to control until the very end, because it will become permanently trapped. So... how do I This is so weird. So we have this really weird pointer space relationship here, right? Where like if I try to step outside of the main space, I'm infinitied forever. Is that... Oh! Putting a wall there causes this thing to consume that thing. Well, that'll work. We can do that again. Right now we just do the... We do the wall walk again to put a block in the center of the bottom row. There we are. And I don't know if we've ever, I don't think we've ever had reason to know this before, but now we know that filling all of the spaces doesn't solve the problem, even if the space that needs to be filled with the block you are usually controlling is filled with the block you are usually controlling, until you are actually in control of it. It needs your consciousness to be in there to count as, oh, this is weird. Okay, that's fun. So then, I mean, it feels like putting this here. If I could transfer consciousness out, that would be pretty useful. So yeah, let's get everything off of all of the walls for the moment until I know what my plan is. A thing we can definitely do is... I mean, this is totally trivial, right? But what we need is... Oops. Yeah, what we need is that. Sorry. Park this wall piece here. Ah, but the wall piece... Right. The wall piece is not a block, which does create some complications. Hold on. Don't push that down yet. There we go. Ah. Yeah, now we have this problem where when I push into here to try to get into the piece, it slides into the puzzle. So I need to figure out a way to get my consciousness back outside of... Like, it would be great if I could do this and then do a consciousness transfer into the red block. But I can't, right? Like, that's not a thing that could ever happen. Huh. So it's really easy to put this red block wherever we want it. But, like, I can't... Yeah, I can't... Okay, so I need to... We can change the position of that thing. Oh, actually, that's interesting. So let's get everything out of here. Okay, we have all the pieces in a place where we can reposition them freely. There is no way, though, now that we've done this, to re-block this, right? And then have my consciousness end up in the red block, because there's too much freedom of movement around the gap. But no, but nothing. That's just true. So how do we... And I do have to do that, right? Yeah, because otherwise there's no way to get the teal box into a place where it's enterable. And there's a couple of different ways we can go about it, but it all, you know, in the end it all works out kind of the same. I guess one thing that I could do here... We could, like, preload this. I don't know if that's actually useful, though. Because the problem is that at some point, we're going to have this situation. And the teal block is here, and we have to figure out how in the hell to pull off this transfer. Ace, the teal block doesn't have to be right there at this moment. It could be moved there afterward if we can find a solution for the problem. So like it is possible for me to do like this, but the teal block's not going to be able to consume that. We can't move the meta puzzle block off of the left wall in any way. Yeah, this one's actually tricky. How are we ever going to press left against the teal block to enter it? Or to transfer our consciousness into a block that has already entered it? While it is in this position, and also the meta puzzle block is already in the position it's in, because that does have to be the case, because we can never move it off the left wall, so it couldn't ever be the other. Yeah, that's I'm not sure, actually. Let's maybe bounce out of here and take a look at the other couple of puzzles we have left in this area. We'll come back to it. Okay, so we have a space that contains itself as well as a pointer to that space. So we can't push this out of here. I can push this. We can do the wall walk to create this situation. And then we push down on this. We've got that off the wall now, which is lovely. It's not the one that we need off the wall, though. Yeah, actually, it's more valuable to do this the other way, right? We want to push the real puzzle into the pointer space, because now we can emit the pointer space. Yeah, by just pushing it up out the top of this. Yeah, that's way easier. That puzzle is so much easier. Let's have a quick look at this one too. So I do enjoy these. Oh, I'm Wall. Hello, it's me, Wall. Is there... Wait. Is there a non-wall block anywhere here? Oh. 3 is a non-wall block. Or 3 is a non-wall possessible. Is 2 a possessible? Yes. Also yes. That is not very clear from the from the design here. Okay. So one of them has to end up here, and the other one with my consciousness in it has to end up there. All right. How do we? Okay, so if we do this, what was my plan? How did I think this was going to work? I can press right to transfer my consciousness to the 3, but I've got this exactly backwards. Yeah, it's the 2. I have to be the 2. So, okay, push 2 against this wall. Now when we press left, we don't enter the 2 because of the wall in it, so we become the 2. Which allows us to step in here. No, it does not. Which allows me to We gotta walk the wall over. Shoot. Wait, this isn't gonna work. Because I need to be able to enter the 3 from the top or the bottom. I need it to not move when I do that. But also... But also how? So we can dump a wall directly above it so that we could push up from the bottom. And that's like absolutely a thing that we could do. Oh, right, except I can only transfer my consciousness to the 2 block from the 2 blocks left side. This is a problem. And these are not possessible wall blocks. So I cannot rearrange them. Okay. Oh, wait, sorry. It doesn't have to be the 3 block that is in this position. I think I had that in my brain correctly at some point during this process, and then I don't know, I forgot. So what I need to do is I need this wall somewhere. The 2 can be right here. No, it does have to be the 3 block in the center because we have to be the 2 block. My brain is having trouble with keeping track what's a wall and what's a block. It does have to be the 3 block in this space in the center because we do have to be the 2 block stepping in this space, because that thing, despite being controllable, is not actually a block of any kind. It is a wall piece. So let's begin construction again. You know what? I'm just going to rewind the whole thing. Let's begin again here. I must get the 3 to be in the center of the 1. And then we must become the 2 and enter the 3 to finish the puzzle. All of that stuff has to happen. It's easy enough to become the 3. It's easy enough to get the 3 in the middle and then abandon control of it. We can get control of the 2, we can move it out. But the problem here is that now we must leave the wall either directly above or directly below the 3 block so that we can enter it with the 2, but we can't transfer our consciousness from the 2 or from the wall block to the 2 block if the wall block is, there's no way to do it. If the wall block is in a position that stops the 3 from moving vertically, right? So it seems that the thing we have to do is impossible. Because I can only transfer my consciousness into the 2 block while the 2 is against the left wall. We can enter the 2 block, but that doesn't do anything for us. Wait, if I push the 2 down now, it'll go into the 3. No, it'll just push the 3. Right, yeah, the 3 has to be walled. Huh. I actually don't know. Hold on, if I push the 3 down like this, or sorry, I want to do that the other way. If I push the 2 down into the 3 beforehand, then we transfer into the 3. No, there's no way for me to enter the 3 aside from pushing it down against the wall. I'm trying to think. If we positioned the wall inside of the 3 in a way that was valuable... No, there's no way to do that that will allow us to... I'm fairly sure there's no way to position the elements of this puzzle such that you can enter the 3 while the 3 is in the middle space of the puzzle. Which is a shame, because that seems to be literally like 100% completely necessary to solving this. And I'm wondering if there is a level of sort of cognitive fuzz being introduced by having to translate all of this stuff from the ASCII to the real graphics in my head before being able to actually work with any of the elements of the puzzle. This one's tough. These have been very, these ASCII versions of the puzzles have been very, very easy so far. Like much, much easier than any of the surrounding stuff. But yeah, this one I don't see how it's even possible. Which means that there's some kind of conceptual trick I'm missing. It's not just that I'm executing my strategy wrong, it's that my strategy is wrong. So how would we do this in another way? It is the case that the 3 must be in the center of the puzzle. And it is the case that we have to have some way of transferring our consciousness to the scale of inside the 3 after that thing happens, because we have to be in... It's not enough to put the 2 in the middle of the 3 and then move the 3 to where it needs to be. We must be in conscious control of the 2 when that happens in order for the puzzle to be completed. Which is a thing we learned recently that had never mattered before, that absolutely totally does matter now. So shoot. Is there any way to make use of the fact that the 3 has walls in symmetrical positions inside of it, but the 2 doesn't? The 2 has asymmetrical walls to do anything of value here? Huh. Maybe there's a way to... The problem is that the wall that we can control has to end up north or south of the 3, because the 3 symmetrical walls make it impossible to leave it horizontally adjacent and then still be able to enter the 3. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this one. That's one that I may have to think about a little bit and come back to. So let's have another quick look at this and see if the solution jumps out at me. And if not, that's maybe where we'll leave it for today. We got most of an area done. So it is the case that this has to be pushed out of the puzzle in order to get it off the left wall. Well, I mean, no, it could be done this way. But either way, it is still the case, at least, that the wall piece has to be moved out of the wall to do that. And then once you have this position, it's really easy to manipulate a lot of the pieces of the puzzle. But not all of them, certainly. So, okay, why is this here, right? Here we go. This is why this is here. Because this allows me to how did I become completely not cognizant that this block was even here earlier? Which is the only explanation for how I was trying to solve the puzzle. Honestly, I don't know. It's it camouflaged itself. It had some sort of incredible mimetic camouflage. It just fell out of my consciousness. Okay, so we're almost good. We're almost done here. How do I make all of the things that have to be true for this puzzle to be solved true simultaneously? Okay, it's easy enough to get all the pieces out where we can play with them and manipulate them in whatever way we need to. The 2 does have to end up in the middle of the 3. The 3 has to end up in the middle of the 1. And at the end of that process, we need to somehow be the 2. Yeah, okay, I just don't have anything. So, rather than sit here and stare at this for another 10 minutes, I'm just going to go ahead and call the episode now. Thank you all so much for watching. It feels very, very good to be back. I'm so very pleased. I hope y'all are at least somewhat as pleased. And when you come back next time tomorrow, for there will be videos on the morrow, I am going to perhaps have figured this out, and we are definitely going to move on to the next area. I have no idea, by the way, how many puzzles there are in this game in total. We are already past the number of puzzles where I would have guessed they would run out of ideas, and seems to be no end in sight. So come back next time tomorrow for the next area, and we'll see you then.